Welcome back, programmers. In today's video, we're going to talk about strings in C++. We'll learn what strings are, how to use them, perform operations like concatenation, appending, finding length, working with numbers and strings, special characters, and even explore old-style C strings. So, let's dive in. In C++, a string is a sequence of characters, like a word or a sentence. Unlike C-style strings, C++ provides a modern string class, which makes working with text much easier. To use C++ strings, we need to include the string header file at the top of our program. Here, we created a string variable named hello and stored the text hello programmers in it. When we print it using cout, it outputs exactly what we stored. Now, after we have run the code, here we have the output. Hello, programmers. Next, let's talk about string concatenation. That's when we join two strings together. Here, we have made two strings, named str1 and str2. In str1, we have stored hello, and in str2, we have stored world. In str3, we will concatenate str1 and str2, and we will have our output after cout, which will be hello world. If we want to add some space between two strings, we can add a space by using double quotes in between two strings with the plus sign. Now, we have created some space between the two strings. We can also use something else as a string here. For example, if I add a comma, I will just put the comma in double quotes, and now it's added after hello. Another way to join strings is by using the append function. This directly adds the contents of str2 to the end of str1. Unlike concatenation with plus, append modifies the original string. Make another separate component named numbers and strings. Now we are going to see the addition of numbers and strings and what's the difference between them. Let's look at this example. Here, we have declared two variables named int x and y, which are integers. So x plus y gives 30, which is a number. But if we write string x, which is equal to 10, string y equals to 20, then another string named as string sum str, which is equal to x plus y. Now, both variables are strings, so instead of doing math, C++ concatenates them, giving us 1020 as a string. Next, we are going to see the length function. Just comment out all previous code using Ctrl+/. The length function tells us how many characters are in a string. Here, we have created a string named str, and it contains the alphabets. Now we will find the length of the string by using str, length. Now, run the code, and here we have the output, which is 26, which is the length of our string. When we store text in a string, each character is stored at a specific index, starting from 0. In C++, there are multiple ways to access or modify individual characters inside a string. By using the indexing method, index starts from 0 for the first character. Here, we have created a string named mystr and stored Jane in it. After cout, mystr at 0 index is the first character, and mystr.length -1 is the last. When we run the code, we have our first and last characters. Here I had a space before Jane. That's why it was showing nothing but just space. So let's remove that, and now look after removing we have our first character. Here, we have changed our character at 0 index from J to K. Now it's Kane instead of Jane. Similarly, we can change other characters at different indexes. Because strings must be written within quotes, C++ will misunderstand strings with special characters, so it will generate an error. To avoid this issue, we use the \escape character. The backslash escape character turns special characters into string characters. Like here in this example, we have created a string named special str and stored a string that uses special characters such as new line and tab character by using \n and \t respectively. Here, \n creates a new line and \t creates a tab space. After running the code, we have hello world, and then, on the next line, the other part which contains a tab space between the characters. Now, understand this with another example by using quotations both single and double quotes. So, by using escape sequences, we can use special characters in our C++ strings. Here, we have created another file with a C-style string name. Finally, let's talk about C-style strings. A C-style string is essentially an array of characters ending with a null character, 0. They come from the C programming language and are still supported in C++. Here are some key points. Null terminator marks the end of the string. The size of the array must be at least length, +1 for the null terminator. Can be initialized directly or filled using input functions. Here, in this example, we have created a C-style string with length 4, and the string contains A, B, and C characters, but the size is 4 because it includes the 3 characters plus the null terminator. That's all for C++ strings. So today, we covered everything from basic strings, concatenation, append, numbers versus strings, finding length, indexing, modifying characters, special characters, and even C-style strings. I hope this makes working with strings in C++ much clearer for you. Try these examples yourself and drop a comment if you have any questions. If you found this useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more C++ tutorials. See you in the next video.